What's up, guys? Kelly McKay here, aka HVAC Millionaire, right here on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, hit the like button, and leave me a comment below. Growing and scaling, actually being able to scale, to have your foundation set up so that you can begin the scaling process, can be incredibly difficult to do for HVAC business owners. Oftentimes, the owners find themselves working evenings, weekends, late nights, and that eliminates the time needed to actually spend on doing the scaling work, which actually will grow your company. It feels like your company's growing because you're getting busier and busier. But then you find that there's a cap to that. And so your income becomes capped, your energy becomes capped, your time for your family, your time for your own well-being becomes capped because you just become in this cycle of just doing busy work. And that's what we would call the busy work. I talked about it on a video how when you're when you own your HVAC business, you are now an owner who occasionally does service calls, occasionally helps on an install. It's not your job. Your job is to grow and scale the business and to replace yourself. Your job is to find other people who are even more qualified than you are, who do a better job than you. And this can be a really tough gap to jump because you feel like like because you're such a good service technician, you feel like nobody can do it better than you. So there's that first gap that we have to jump, which is getting other people to help you on your team who can do probably a better job than you, who can be trained better than you with trained differently in how you run the actual service call process or the sales process to create better results. So to have higher closing percentages, higher conversions, to get more leads out of all the service calls that you run already. So with if we don't make the transition to business owner, then the scaling portion just doesn't happen because obviously there's more work to be done to get to this, to be able to scale your business. So we have a system that we use, and the system that we use allows us to pull people out of that routine. And once we pull them out of that routine, then they have the space to actually begin the scaling process. And it's not an overnight thing. It's not get rich quick, but in 6 months and 1 year, your business can look completely different. It's not unrealistic. It's not unrealistic for an HVAC business owner to go from doing 300,000 to doing 3 million, or from doing 1.5 million, 2 million, 2.5 million, 3 million with virtually no profit to go from no profit to 15-20% profit, or to go from the 300,000 to 3 million. This is not unrealistic. It's not something that it's something that I'm actually really familiar with. The only thing that stops people from achieving these results is mentorship and coaching. And so we have options for mentorship and coaching. We have like a do-it-yourself option, which you can just, for people who just want to go at their own pace, who just want to, are lone wolves and they just would rather do it by themselves, we have an option for that. If people want somebody and a group of other like-minded business owners to give them support to answer all of their questions so that they can go faster, because that's what I found is the things when I tried to do things on my own, I just go a lot slower. But when I have somebody supporting me who's holding me accountable, and some people don't like accountability, but if you want to go faster, you're going to need to be held accountable by a community or by somebody. It just puts a little bit of pressure on you to make you do things. I mean, think about it. If you're the type of person who goes to the gym every week, day after day, 3, 4, or 5 times a week, and you don't need anybody to help regulate your diet, you don't need anybody to help push you in the gym to make you better, then you might be the type of person who could do it yourself. But there's very few people. Like, I'm not one of those people. Like I lift and I do all these things, but I also have my wife that holds me accountable. And so we all need accountability of some kind. So for people who want to go faster, who want that community of other like-minded business owners, who want all of their questions answered to help them go faster, then we have a done with you program. And then we have done for you, where we actually generate leads for your business using our exclusive software. And we also have one-on-one precision coaching where we work with you on the intricacies and the details of what it is you want to improve in your business. And the results that we get have been phenomenal. Like for the done with you and the done for you, the results we get have been phenomenal. The minimum, like I always say this, but I hate to even say it but it's true. And so I'm just being honest with you guys because that's who I am. I'm just honest with people. And so working with us, the average growth is anywhere from $350,000 to $450,000 the first year. And of course, that compounds year after year. It's something that once we teach them the strategies, there's no going back to the old strategy, because now you have strategies that actually produce the results you want, whether it be more profit, whether it be growing your team, whether it be getting alignment with your team, or if it's just money, like just more money in your pocket, because it doesn't matter whether you want to stay small. It doesn't matter if you want to grow an empire. It's completely up to you. I always say, like, I don't care what you do with your money to a certain extent. Like I'm going to hold you accountable to not be stupid with your money, because I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you not make more. I don't want to see your wealth increase, or for you to be able to have the ability to purchase more assets so that your wealth increases, your net worth increases, because that's what I want for people. And then we're also really big on helping people take more time off, because the business can grow without you once it's set up properly. Once you have good leadership ability, once you put the strategies in motion and everybody becomes aligned on your team, like you can take off. So now your business can operate without you. You'll find a lot of times, what I found, when I was gone, the business would do better. Like, it blows your mind of how many sales happen while you're gone. And that's because when you build a good team, the team wants to support you as the owner. But that's where leadership comes in. We've got to make sure that we're supporting the team and everybody on the team feels supported. And a lot of people fall flat here. And we had a great discussion last week or the week before on one of our coaching calls, which is a group of like-minded business owners. And we were talking about such a real fact, and I thought I would share it with you guys, is that you cannot buy loyalty. Like, people will leave your business. So a lot of times the downfall of business owners, when they don't have the right strategies that are producing results that are duplicatable, replicable, that are transferable, that you can transfer this knowledge to your team so that they can go out and execute. When you can't do that, and you become reliant on one or two or three key team members, and then one of those key team members leaves, it puts you in a very vulnerable position in your business. And it's almost inevitable. Most businesses will not do as well. Like, they will not. So when it comes to purchasing, you're not going to be able to purchase loyalty. So it's not all about money with your team. I'm not saying that you shouldn't pay your team well above what they currently probably make. If you're not paying them at least 30% more than what your region average is, I think that's smart, if they're good people. But there has to be accountability behind that. And we're paying, whenever we have a team member, we're paying for them to go produce a result. Now, if they're not producing results because you have horrible processes, or the process is not holding them accountable, or you're not holding them accountable, then it's not their fault. That's where you as the leader have to begin to step up and become a mentor and a coach for your team, So that's what led me to coaching and mentorship, is because I had to become that for my team. So if when you have team members, all of a sudden it's not about you anymore. It's sheerly about them. And I think a lot of people let their egos get in the way, and they just keep it all about them, and it can't be anymore. It's got to change. So guys, there are multiple things that you can do to actually grow your business, to actually get better results than what you're doing. If you're struggling with profitability, if you're struggling to scale the company, if you're struggling to have any free time, we can help you. And the first step would be to take this workshop that we're doing called the 5 Power Moves. It's right here, the 5 Power Moves to Profit, which is happening October 19th. This workshop will change the way that you view your business. It will change the way that you view your time. It will change the way that you view your team or the team that you're building. I really love seeing the transformation that happens with our clients, with people who come to a workshop and then they go out and it transforms how they're doing business. We've had one of these workshops so far, and we had one gentleman on there who had not given up his phones yet, and the phones were consuming him. And here we are, what we came to realize, because we did a little coaching session with him. So that's another cool thing about the workshop, is you get to experience coaching from highly professional, experienced coaches. And what we found was that we were spending a whole bunch of money on marketing, and yet we couldn't even answer the phone all the time because we get so busy in the field. So we helped him overcome that, and he's already, I believe he reached out to the other coach, Coach Natalia, and let her know that he had that in motion, that he was going to be able to get rid of the phones. And so all the fancy stuff that's out there, like this, there's so many cool softwares out there. Like what a time to be in business. But the problem with that is we think as business owners that that's going to solve our problems. It's going to increase our revenue. It's going to increase our sales. But if there is no leadership put in place, if you're not being the leader who you need to be, who's a coach and mentor to their team, then this cool software is not going to change things. Even if you saw a slight bump in sales once you got it, it's not going to fix your business. It's the same thing when Service Titan came out, and it was so awesome, and everybody was jumping on the bandwagon with Service Titan, and it's great software. So is House Call Pro, both great softwares, but they're not going to save your business. Do they help? Yes. But like I said in another video, you've got to manage the data, because more times than not, not only does it ease the billing and invoicing and estimating process, and it can help you create a standardized operating procedure, an SOP and basically a standardized system for selling whatever you sell, your products, goods, and services to your customers, to where everybody's charging the same on your team. Everybody works, everybody can easily send these things, send the invoice, create proposals straight from a tablet. That's all great. And it can increase efficiency. It can increase productivity, but it has to be managed, and there's a great deal of work, as some of you guys know who have purchased a software to help your business. There's a great deal of work that goes into preparing that software. Like, they don't provide everything. You're going to have to go in there and spend hours building out your price book, quite possibly creating your prices. There's all kinds of work that goes into it. There's all kinds of stipulations, or I shouldn't call them stipulations, but there's things that you have to put into Service Titan if it's going to track things properly, like conversion rates, things like that. Checklist, you've got to build your own checklist that's in there. So if you're using checklists, which you should be, It's part of just standardizing the service that you provide for your customers. It's not only good for you because it creates a consistent result, but it's also great for your customer because they get the service that they deserve. So, but all these things have to be built. Just having the software doesn't save you. Marketing will not save you. I know I get it. I tried doing the marketing route too. It will not save you. You have to fix some fundamental things in your business for those marketing dollars to actually start giving you a lot more money back. Because one of the misconceptions, and marketing companies can be horrible about this, is like, oh, well, you spent $2,000 with us this month and you made $2,000. If they even track that, a lot of them, oh, so we're at least breaking even. We just need to spend more marketing money. Let's spend more so we can get more back. You have to do way more than just break even. For any dollars like that, for an expense like that, you have to bring back a lot more. It's got to be at least 3 times, maybe 4 times the amount to actually pay and offset the variable expenses. There are variable expenses if you get busier, such as you're going to burn more fuel, you're going to have more overtime hours that you pay for. So there are variable expenses that go with that too. It's all this delicate balance. It's a delicate balance as you grow and scale your business to keep your expenses in line, to make sure that you're producing a result from the money that you put out to build your business, to scale your business. So before we even go into that, we have to fix the fundamentals. I'm really good at the fundamentals because that's what allows you the opportunity to scale. A lot of people chase revenue. I was guilty of this too, chasing revenue. Like oh man, if I could just get to 50,000 a month, if I get to 100,000 a month, if I get to 300,000 a month, then it would just fix everything. And it doesn't if you haven't fixed everything. Like, so what we do is we help people fix those things, the fundamentals. Then you can scale to whatever growth you want. It still takes time to collect a team. So you got to think of the revenue that you're currently doing right now, how many team members does it take to produce that revenue? So you can use that number to try to decide how many team members is going to take if you double that revenue, triple that revenue, quadruple that revenue. Well, how long did it take you to collect your current team members that are actually doing a great job? It takes time. It can take time to collect people. Also, this is might be incredibly valuable to a lot of people because I'm on Facebook. I see these people that are crushing it and winning in their market. That's what I wanted to talk about, is in their market. In 2017, I was on a call yesterday with a business owner, and I told him, I think 2018, and I was wrong. It was 2018. I get those two dates confused because 2018 is when I became a certified high performance coach. But then 2017 is when I actually joined a, whatever you want to call it, a coaching organization. And the bill for that was over $50,000. I don't regret it, but I don't feel like I got my money back out of that. But that's neither here nor there. That's beside the point. My point is while I was there, because this was an operating business, that's where all the meetings were held. And while I was there, they had a furnace that was staged to be sold. Like it was ready. It was already sold. It was ready for the installation installer to pick that up and go install it. And it had a ticket on there for what it was sold for. It was an 80% furnace, basic 80% upflow furnace. It had one double wall fitting, one elbow, and a gas flex line and a shutoff. That was it. That's what had been pulled to do this job. And it was all laid out on the ticket because they had the ticket laying on the box on the furnace. And the sale price for this one furnace in 2017 was $7,000. It was over $7,000. I don't remember the exact price, but it was a little bit over $7,000. At that time, Furnaces in my area were being sold for $1,200 to $1,500. The best and brightest and most well-recognized companies in our area, that was what they were selling for, $1,200 to $1,500 in 2017, an 80% upflow basic furnace. And look, I can't think of any 80% upflow furnace where we used one fitting and a flex connector. Like, we always upgraded other things on the job. So that right there should be a really good indicator that we have to stop comparing ourselves to other companies that are in different regions that demand different prices. I couldn't come here in my region and sell an 80% furnace with two fittings for $7,000. I would have 100 negative reviews just talking about how I'm trying to rip off the public because every other bid that they got was 1,500. So stop comparing yourself to other people in different regions. However, you can be incredibly lucrative, incredibly profitable when you have the right strategies and you get all these foundational pieces in place. From there, you can scale to whatever you want. Will it take you a little bit longer than if you can sell a furnace in 2017 for $7,000? Yes. Yes is the answer. But you can still be incredibly profitable, prosperous, grow your wealth, grow your assets. So that's what we help people do. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that you'll stop comparing yourself to other people and stop chasing revenue. We have to chase profit. We have to make sure we know our numbers. We know where the KPIs should be. And once you know those, you can start adjusting them and tweaking them through your mentorship and coaching for your team and your knowledge of doing the right processes and strategies that you can train your team with. And then once everybody gets on the same boat and we're rowing in the same direction, boom, like, you're building your business. You're building something that's sustainable. You begin to gain more of your freedom. You begin to gain more wealth, you begin to collect assets. You begin to have the ability to scale. It just gives you control. And I think we'd all like to have more control of our business. So this is the first step. Like, take this workshop, 5 Power Moves to Profit. We have so much to share on that. It's an incredibly fun and learning experience. And you'll even get to witness real life coaching. And this is the coaching that you will be doing with your team. So you could take that and model what we're going to show you. So it's a great experience. You're going to love it. And you're going to learn a ton. And you're going to find some gaps between what you're currently doing versus what you want to do. And we're going to fill in those gaps. Like, here are the steps to do what you need to do to close the gap, to get where you actually want to go. So I hope to see you on there. And until then, go make money. Like, I love seeing my clients win. There's not another coaching organization out there that's going to be more personal than what we do, not only in our workshops, but also for our clients. You'll find that on our workshop. You'll find that we're just people who really enjoy seeing others win. So I hope to see you there. Till then, I want the best for you and your family. I want the best for your team. It is a ripple down effect. It all starts with you. Once you make the moves, get more money, more income, gain more influence, gain more, as you turn into a leader, you're going to see that the transformation and the control that you have over your business and your life. Once you have that, then you have the keys to the kingdom, my friend. Go make money. Boom.